Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today in this video I am going to continue the part 3 of the Battle of Badr. The Prophet ﷺ used to pray to his Lord ceaselessly, persistently and day and night to come to their succor. When the fierce engagement grew too hot, he again began to supplicate his Lord, again saying, O Allah, should this group of Muslims be defeated today, you will no longer be worshipped. He continued to call out to his Lord, stretching forth his hands and facing Al-Qibla until his cloak fell off his shoulders. Then Abu Bakr came and picked up the cloak and put it back on his shoulders and said, O Prophet of Allah, you have cried out enough to your Lord. He will surely fulfill what he has promised you. Immediate was the response from Allah, who sent down angels from the heavens for the help and assistance of the Prophet ﷺ and his companions. The noble Quran observes, Verily I am with you, so keep firm those who have believed. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who have disbelieved. In the Quran, chapter number 8, verse number 12. Allah the Almighty also inspired another message to his messenger, saying, I will help you with 1,000 of the angels, each behind the other, following one another in succession. In the Quran, chapter number 8, verse number 9. The Prophet ﷺ in his tales dozed off a little and then raised his head joyfully, crying, O Abu Bakr, glad tidings are there for you. Allah's victory has approached. By Allah, I can see Gabriel on his mare in the thick of a sandstorm. He then jumped out, crying, Their multitude will be put to flight, and they will show their backs. Al-Quran, chapter number 54, verse number 45. At the instance of Gabriel, the Prophet ﷺ took a handful of gravel, cast it at the enemy, and said, Confusion seized their faces. As he flung the dust, a violent sandstorm blew like furnace blast into the eyes of the enemies. With respect to this, Allah says, And you, Muhammad ﷺ, threw not when you did so, but Allah threw you. Al-Quran, chapter number 8, verse number 17. Only then did he give clear orders to launch a counter-attack. He was commanding the army, inspiring confidence among his men and exhorting them to fight manfully for the sake of their Lord, reciting the words of Allah, and be quick for forgiveness from your Lord and for paradise as wide as for the heavens, as are the heavens and the earth. In Al-Quran, chapter number 3, verse number 133. The spirit he infused into his men was clearly witnessed by the valor of Umair, a lad of 16 who flung away some dates he was eating, crying out, These the dates are holding me back from paradise. So saying, he plunged into the thick of the battle and died fighting bravely. Unique deeds of valor, deep devotion and full obedience to the Prophet ﷺ were exhibited in the process of the battle. The army of the faithfuls were borne forward by the power of enthusiasm with which the half-hearted warriors of Mecca miserably lacked. A large number of the polytheists were killed and the other began to waver. No wonder the standard bearers of truth were given immediate help, and supernatural agencies, the angels, were sent to their assistance by their Lord to help them defeat the forces of evil. The records of hadith speak eloquently of the fact that the angels did appear on that day and fought on the side of the Muslims. Ibn Abbas said, While on that day, a Muslim was chasing a disbeliever and he heard over him the swashing of a whip and the voice of the rider saying, Go ahead, Hazum. He glanced at the polytheists who had now fallen down on his back. The helper came to the Messenger of Allah ﷺ and related that event to him. The Prophet ﷺ replied, You have told the truth. This was the help from the third heaven. One of the helpers captured Abbas bin Abdul Muttalib, who said, O Messenger of Allah, by Allah this man did not capture me. I was captured by a man who was bald and had the most handsome face, and who was riding a piebald horse. I cannot see him here among the people. The helper interpreted, I captured him, O Messenger of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ replied, Be quiet, Allah the Almighty strengthened you with the help of a noble angel. Iblis, the arch-shaitan in the guise of Suraqa bin Malik, on seeing angels working in favor of the Muslims and Quraysh rapidly losing ground on the battlefield, made a quick retreat despite the polytheists' pleas to stay on. He ran off and plunged into the sea. The ranks of Quraysh began to give away and their numbers added nothing but confusion. The Muslims followed eagerly their retreating steps, slaying or taking captive all that fell within their reach. Retreat soon turned into an ignominious rout, and they fled in haste, casting away their armor, abandoned beasts of burden, camp and equipage. The great tyrant Abu Jahl, however, on seeing the adverse course of the battle, tried to stop the tidal wave of the Islamic victory by nerving the polytheists and encouraging them by all means available and adjuring them by Allah and Uzza and all symbols of paganism to stand firm in place and retaliate against the Muslims. But to no avail. Their morale had already been drastically reduced to zero, and their lines broken down. The heathen began to realize the reality of his arrogance and haughtiness. None remained around him except a gang of doomed polytheists whose resistance was also quelled by an Islamic irresistible storm of true devotion-based valor and Islam-oriented pursuit of martyrdom. Abu Jahl was deserted and left by himself on his horse waiting for death at the hand of two courageous lads of the helpers. Abdurrahman bin Auf related the following interesting story in this regard. I was in the thick of the battle when two youths, still seemingly inexperienced in the art of fighting, one on the right and the second on the left. One of them spoke in a secret voice asking me to show him Abu Jahl. I asked about his intention, to which he replied that he had a strong desire to engage with him in a combat until either of them was killed. It was something incredible to me. I turned left and the other said something to the same effect and showed a similar desire. I acceded to the earnest pleas and pointed directly at their target. They both rushed swiftly towards the spot and without a moment's hesitation struck him simultaneously with their swords and finished him off. They went back to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, each claiming that he had killed Abu Jahl to the exclusion of the other. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked if they had wiped the blood of their swords, and they answered they had not. He then examined both swords and assured them that they both had killed them. When the battle concluded, Abu Jahl's spoils were given to Mu'adh bin Amr bin al-Jumuh because the other Mu'awwadh bin al-Afra was later killed in the course of the same battle. At the termination of the battle, the Prophet ﷺ wanted to look for this arch enemy of Islam, Abu Jahl. Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu found him on the verge of death, breathing his last. He stripped on his neck, addressing him, Have you seen how Allah has disgraced you? The enemy of Islam still defiantly answered, I am not disgraced. I am no more than a man killed by his own people on the battlefield. And then inquired who has won the battle. Ibn Mas'ud replied, Allah and His Messenger. Abu Jahl then said with a heart full of grudge, You have followed difficult ways, you shepherd. Ibn Mas'ud used to be a shepherd working for the Meccan aristocrats. Ibn Mas'ud then cut off his head and took it to the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who on seeing it began to entertain Allah's praise. Allah is great, praises to Allah who has fulfilled His promise, assisted His servant and defeated the confederates alone. He then set out to have a look at the corpse. There he said, This is the Pharaoh of this nation. Thanks for watching.